My name is Lori Brake. I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma. I'm here to expose corruption in my county. I have 3 children, 2 of whom are minors. I filed for divorce jointly with a ex-Navy enlisted man who is now a retired aviator. Married to him for now 17 years. We spent 15 years together. He agreed to give me custody of the children, pay me alimony and child support, and ended up turning the tables, getting an attorney. And as we went to the temporary custody hearing, both of my children were taken away based off of accusations that I'm not aware of. Apparently DHS was involved from Stevens County. The name of the DHS worker is Abby Wilson. Abby Wilson supposedly did an investigation and said that I would not cooperate when I was never contacted by anyone. The only question I was asked in court by Judge Brent Russell was, is Travis still in the house? I did not have money for an attorney, so therefore I retained Joe White from Duncan, who agreed to take the case, but sat in that temporary custody hearing without saying a word to defend me. My minor daughter, 14 years old, was taken into chambers with the judge, gone 15 minutes, and brought back out. And the judge stated, after the children were stolen from the home and from school and not brought home to me, that since the children were already with their father, things would remain the same until further hearing. I fired Joe White. I retained Jerry Herberger, who is now a district judge in the courts. I didn't get any communication with him. After that, I hired a third attorney named Carla Roby Harcourt. She was on my case for 9 months in Oklahoma City. And after 9 months, after she found out there may be a video of my daughter of the incident that happened, she withdrew my case in February of 2011. I didn't have any other choice because I was a stay-at-home mom for 13 years. I didn't have any income to hire another attorney. All my attorney's funds were either borrowed from family or friends. Once she withdrew from my case, this was after I had written senators and Congress and other state officials requesting help. After I found out about what DHS did, and the reason and the know-how of finding out that there was corruption in this case was I got a hold of the original time record from my husband, Sammy Brake's attorney, Tom Ellis. I have the original time record that states that they met ex parte 5 days prior to taking my kids away from me. They met ex parte with Abby Wilson, Judge Brent Russell, the attorney, my husband, and my daughter, 5 days prior to taking my children. The judge awarded visitation with the petitioner's discretion. After I let DHS know that there was something wrong, that I was never contacted, never investigated, I received a letter in the mail from him stating that I had supervised visitation with the children and that I would not cooperate with an investigation once again. I was about to give up. I've talked to at least 30 attorneys in surrounding counties about my case, trying to get someone to address the corruption. I didn't have anyone who wanted to take my case until I found my current attorney now. 2 years later, in February of 2012, it turns out, after being arrested on July the 5th, 2012, that there was an investigation out on me for an incident that happened with my 14-year-old daughter, who is now 16. The accusations were that I caused my 14-year-old daughter to do a striptease in front of a room of young gentlemen for exchange of money. My daughter has been diagnosed formally 3 times. The last diagnosis was in 2010, and she is bipolar with psychotic disorder. She became promiscuous at the age of 12. Her father witnessed pictures in her digital camera that were of her naked that she was sending over to MySpace, over the internet to boys in different states. She had a pregnancy scare in January of 2010. Many fights at school. She's had counseling. All of this initiated by me. I have a 12-year-old who's autistic. He was 10 at the time he was taken from me. I stayed home with him since day one. When my husband got custody of him, he took them both off of their medications. He quit taking my son to occupational therapy. My daughter had been seeing a Mexican boy from Juarez before they were taken from me. My ex-husband is now engaged to her. And this person is my daughter's boyfriend's mother. Under my ex's care, my daughter has been impregnated. She's had an abortion. His mother, him, and her other children have lived in my 3,000 square foot home. I've got no temporary support. He is retired from the military. I'm not getting any of his military retirement, and I'm not able to see my kids. He has sent Facebook messages to my current boyfriend's family. He's contacted everyone, trying to defame me. When I got arrested on July the 5th, he got a mugshot and attached it on the computer onto my arrest affidavit and went and stuck a picture on my job, on my employment's window. He also got the local sheriff, Wayne McKinney, who suggested I hire a PI by the name of Tinker Ruby. She also works for the Marlowe Review newspaper. I paid her 2 retainers, and they initiated a media article with KSWO in Lawton with misinformation about the criminal case, stating that my daughter was 15, which was wrong. She was 16, that the incident happened when she was 14, with no names mentioned, no known address of the incident, nor a known date. They said this incident happened somewhere between January I've asked for help from Congress, from senators, from the local mayor, from the judges, from anyone and everyone that I could find. I put ads in the paper asking people to speak up about corruption that's happened in this county. And I've only gotten a few people that have responded but are too afraid to say anything. I've had my vehicles tampered with. And I guess the thought is that if he drains me dry financially, I'm going to give up and go away. It's never been about the kids. It's always just been about the money. I just want an opportunity to see my children get a fair divorce and be vindicated from this criminal charge. I believe Congress should review individually the letters that are written to them in request for help. And I believe that law enforcement officials should be able to request investigations by the OSBI, by anyone who's able to help someone, and research and review the case fairly so that everyone gets a fair shot.